Okay, so in lesson 9.1, we ended with factoring, which means finding something that all parts have in common, pulling that part out, or factoring that part out and leaving what's left. Now we're going to factor what's called a trinomial using a guess and check method to start. So first thing we need to know is what a monomial is, a binomial, and a trinomial. Look at the root word or the prefix, I believe it's called. Mono. Mono means one. So monomial is one term. Think about a bicycle. Okay, bi means two. So a binomial has two terms. And then think about trinomial or a tricycle. Tri has three terms. So although these words sound fancy, monomial one term, binomial two terms, trinomial three terms. Now, what we are going to focus on is called second degree trinomials, which fit the form ax squared plus bx plus c. As an example, we could have 2x squared plus 7x, plus 10. So a, b, and c are numbers. Notice what happens to the exponents. We go from an x squared to an x to the first to technically an x to the zero. So they go down in order by one. Okay? So monomial is 1, binomial is 2, trinomial is 3. Second degree trinomials have a 2 as their exponent. That's why they're the second degree. All right. Let's go over the two things that we are mostly going to be doing with trinomials here. Sometimes we're going to multiply them. Sometimes that's called foiling, which I'll explain. And other times we're factoring them, which means we're going to break it up into two sets of parentheses. So these are interchanging. Multiplying and factoring, you can go back and forth. Let's do the multiplying first. And I'm going to show you two different methods. The first method is called FOIL, which stands for the first, outer, inner, and last. So the first would be multiplying the first two terms. So x times x is x squared. The outer would be multiplying the outer terms, which would give me 4x. Inner is the inside terms, and then last would give me the 12. And then you'd put them together to get x squared plus 7x plus 12. So that's one way to do it. Okay. And as a matter of fact, let's just stay with that way for now. So let's just talk about foiling for now. Now, for the other one, we're going to factor it, which means we're going to go backwards to two sets of parentheses. And you have to ask yourself the following questions. What multiplies to 15, but at the same time adds to 8? And we can see that in the other problem. We can see that 3 and 4 multiply to 12. 3 times 4 is 12, but add to 7. All right, so let's think about this. What multiplies to 15, but adds to 8? Well, one thing we can do is we can write out our multiples of, or our factors of 15. So 1 and 15 multiply to 15. What else does? Well, 3 and 5 does. Okay, and what we can see is that when we choose the 3 and the 5, that also adds up to 8. So we can factor this to be x plus 3 times x plus 5. Now, if we were to go backwards, basically do question number 1, we would do first to get x squared, outer to get 5x, inner to get 3x, and then last to get 15, which when simplified does get you back to x squared plus 8x plus 15.